Hey guys!
Hey!
So today we're creating an informational video for both our followers, old and new, so that you can have a better view of what it is that we're all about.
Well, Soi Publications is a digital quarterly publication that features 5 different artists and creative people.
So we have several main goals, but it can be broken down to 3 top ones. And the first one is to be able to help out artists and content creators by helping them and giving them funds and by providing them exposure.
And then we just want to make it easier for the reader to have a place where they can learn about all these things, but also so that they can give back to the content creators.
And lastly, something that's super important for us is also to give back to the reader too, is to help inspire them and to let them know about all these other stories, and for them to find out that there really is no one way of doing things, and there are so many things that go into one's path. So I'm Emily.
And I'm Adele.
And we're the duo behind Soi Publications. So we come from a background in photography, and we love design, and we noticed that people's attitudes towards content creators are not always the best. They often feel that this work is not worth being paid for, which is something we obviously strongly disagree with, and that's kind of where the idea for Soi Publications came about.
So we just thought that we wanted to encourage a different way of thinking, and what better way to do that than in something that combines art and something that's maybe more pop culture, which is kind of like a magazine or a publication. So we have all these interviews with the people, we learn about them, we learn about how they do their art or their way they're creative, and we share that with people so that they know that they can kind of pursue that way of life, but also that they know that they don't have to be doing work for free, and they can then contribute back to the content creators. So, for-profit kind of gets a bad rap because usually people think the main purpose of for-profit is to make a lot of money. Now that's not our purpose. Like we said, we want to inspire people to lead more creative lives and to show them how other people are already doing that. And of course we want to be equitable and give back to the content creators, and so that's why we share any profits we make 50-50 with artists.
So 50-50 means that half of the profits are going to go back into the publication and the other half is going to go for the content creators, which means that each artist or creative person is going to be getting 10%. It might seem like 50% is quite a bit for the publication to have, but it's going to offset some startup costs that still need to be covered, and if we break it down for you, it's actually just covering web hosting, having e-commerce available, promotional tools, stuff like that. Of course, these things need to be paid off, so
yeah, exactly.
So we noticed that most mainstream media features tragedies, horrible stories that are very rarely uplifting, and so we wanted to include these interviews to help do the opposite of that, to help people and encourage them. You know, even if the people don't necessarily follow or know the artist, we still think that there is something to gain out of each interview. There's still some wisdom that can be shared, and that's really the beautiful thing that we've noticed in all of these interviews.
And you know, we do these interviews, they're quite long and they're quite in-depth, and I think that's what we were kind of looking for because it's quite lacking in a lot of interviews, and sometimes we would see different photographers or different content creators and we would maybe admire them, but did we really know them? Did we really know what they were all about, how they got to where they were? And I think the most encouraging thing was to realize how people got to where they were and that it wasn't necessarily always so quick. And then of course, like Emily said, they're very positive, they have many interesting things to say, and it's just fun to talk to them.
And the bottom line is that we get to figure out and we get to show the readers that there's not just one way of doing things. There are so many different factors that come into a person's life that makes it a creative and complete unique journey, so
yeah.
We're very happy to say that we're completely ad-free. Some of the reasons for that is that we love the clean layout that we have without the ads. And the other thing is that we don't really support the ideologies that most advertising agencies have to offer. And lastly, the thing that we find is super important is that we want our readers to become the direct supporters of the content creators and not having the support coming from ads.
Yeah, and we did mention before that if we were to have a sponsor, like a company, they would really have to be in line with all our ideas and our goals, and they would have to give us full creative control. So we don't want to sell you anything, but if a company agrees with what we're trying to do, they may get like a little, their name in front of the issue or something. But that would be the only reason why we would maybe advertise someone.
Or another instance that I can think of is maybe if a gallery is having an exhibit, then we would include something like that and help promote galleries and art institutions and stuff. But that's it.
Yeah.
So pay what you can is exactly that. It means that you get to pay what you can. Something that we thought we considered in doing this is that we wanted the reader to have the power to decide what they think each issue is worth and also how much they think the artist should be getting and the content creators should be getting. Something else we also considered was that we wanted to make sure that the readers were able to give what's in their means. So we didn't want to demand a super high price. Sometimes it's just not possible. So we wanted to encourage this accessibility and encourage the readers to really give what they can.
And in talking about accessibility, the whole reason why we went digital was so that the readers can directly download the issue from our website. And so if you go on the product page of each issue, you can type in the price you want. Now we have a suggested price of $12, and then it can go as low as $7 because of course we still want to give back to the content creators. And of course you can go higher as well. And it's kind of cool because if you do go higher and it's in your means to do so, you're kind of balancing it out for those who maybe can't go as high. So we kind of just wanted to add that in there.
So while we could condense some of the interviews and kind of boil it down to the essentials, we wanted to leave all of the details that we find to be really relevant in each person's life in order to give people a more well-rounded view of each content creator. In doing this, we want to emphasize the fact that there's not just one structure or one model for people to follow in order to do what it is that they need to do or that they want to do, that it can be done in so many different ways.
Yeah, and our publication is kind of in between a magazine and a book. Mm-hmm. We have many pages, so it's about 132 pages, sometimes more. And so it's the same length of a book, and books are pretty much very detailed if you compare them to a movie or something. So what better medium to be in-depth in? Some people may find it a bit difficult to read through all these things, but we don't want it to be intimidating. We do keep the language very conversational. It's not complex. It's very simple to read, and I'm sure before you know it, you get involved, and then one interview can be read in one sitting.
Mm-hmm.
Well, our first issue was done in a printed version, and it was quite costly to us, but also to the reader. So we kept on thinking about ways to make the publication more accessible. And of course, we thought of going digital. So then, the easiest way to go digital was to make a PDF. It's one of the easiest things to do because most people have Adobe Reader. You can read it on your computer, you can read it on any mobile device, and it's just really accessible.
Yep, something that's super cool is that you can move the PDF once you've downloaded it through your email. You can move it onto any mobile device. It's used on several apps will actually show PDFs. So if you don't have Adobe Reader, you can also use other apps to view it. But also because we wanted it to be able for you to download it directly through us, and we didn't want to have like another app for you to go through and have it be so complicated. This way you're just doing it directly.
We do have some interactivity features, mainly hyperlinks, because that's what most people requested and were interested in. And we just basically link things that we think relate back to the interview and the content creator. So we link some Wikipedia articles, some other articles, and then some videos that are associated with the artist.
And something else that's pretty cool is that with the table of contents, we ended up linking all of the pages that are listed on the table of contents to the actual page. So if you want to visit any particular topic, or if you want to skip straight ahead to a particular artist, you can do that straight from the table of contents, and you're right there where you need to be. You can head over to our shop, which is www.soipublications.com/shop, and you'll be able to download the first or the second issue directly from there, and it's available in all countries as it's digital now, and you'll also be able to find some other goodies that we have listed in our shop too.
The biggest way you can help is by sharing our project. We really need to get the word out there and just get as many people to know about this as possible.
A way that you might be able to participate in this is, of course, becoming a reader. But another way is that if you feel like you know somebody who would be a good candidate for one of our artists or content creators, you can always send us an email as a submission and just put that in the subject. Put links to their work, to their website, and whatever it is. Even if that person is you think you qualify, then that's okay too. We'd love to look at more work.
Yeah, so we're always looking for more people. We can't necessarily guarantee that you'll be in the next issue or whatever, but we just love seeing new work, and yeah.
We're very open to having any submissions come our way.
So you can contact us at hello@soipublications.com. That's where you can send us the submissions, but also, if you just want to say hello, if you just have a couple questions for us, or if you just have some feedback, just send them our way and we'll try and get a reply to you as quick as possible.
Or if ever you want to start a discussion, if you see something you like on our blog, you think it's a good topic that you want to go more into, we're happy to do that with you as well. So lastly, one of the things that you can do to get more information on Soi Publication through a reliable source is for signing up for our newsletter. It happens once a month, so you won't see any spam or clutter or anything like that from us. It'll just be happening once a month, and we'll include all the important details, summarizing all of our most recent updates and all it is that you need to know.
Yeah. So typically what we include are videos, blog posts, and of course if there's a new issue out. So that's another way you can help, just by being part of all of this and spreading the word. So thanks for watching.
Thank you.
Hope
We'll
you have
see
a
you
good
soon.
day.